Look at that, like a family dinner here.
Oh. This may be the greatest assignment ever.
It's like the best pasta I've ever had.
Life is good.
Thank you.
Wolfgang Puck in the kitchen of his very own restaurant at the Hotel Bel Air. He's making pasta risotto with truffles.
That is pure luxury. Smell it.
Wow. Oh, that smells like perfection.
Yeah, I thought it smells like sex, but in perfection it could be both.
This luxurious setting, a contrast to Wolfgang's childhood, growing up poor in Austria.
I think my story is really tenacity. I think really is overcoming adversity.
Wolfgang's mom worked as a pastry chef.
I love sweets, so I told my mother maybe I'm just gonna work in the kitchen.
But his stepfather wasn't supportive at all.
He always told me I was good for nothing. And he said, you know, cooking is not for a man, cooking is a woman's job.
As a teen, Puck left home to study with the renowned chef Raymond Juliet.
He became my mentor because he was the first one actually who really liked me. Without him, I probably wouldn't be here.
Juliet's kitchen, a young Puck met stars like Pablo Picasso.
Picasso came in and tasted the sauce and everything, so it was funny.
Puck also learned about the value of fresh ingredients and personal service.
The relation with the customer is just as important as the food.
At 24, Wolfgang took another risk and moved to America despite knowing little English. Eventually, he'd work at Ma Maison in West Hollywood. Then in 1982, he opened his own restaurant, Spago, which transformed the LA food scene.
I wanted it to be this little neighborhood restaurant, and it became hugely successful.
It was the first restaurant with an open kitchen where diners could watch the chefs in action.
The kitchen is the heart of the restaurant. So why put it somewhere in the back? Why don't put it in the center? So we built a kitchen like a stage.
Another first, Wolfgang personally greeting the guests at their tables.
I feel like they're in my house.
His ingredients, fresh and unique.
Of all of Wolfgang's dishes, this is probably the most signature. This is the Salmon Pizza from Spago. You can see why it launched an entire industry.
At that time, when I told people, I'm making a pizza with smoked salmon, they looked at me and said, oh my God, how can you eat that?
By 1983, Puck wanted a new challenge and opened Chinoise, Santa Monica's first fusion restaurant.
I want to open a Chinese restaurant.
For 25 years, Wolfgang has catered LA's biggest party of all, the Oscars, serving more than 1,600 in one night.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Wolfgang would become the first restaurant chef to be a regular on TV talk shows.
Salt and pepper.
And that's it.
In the process, the name Wolfgang Puck became a brand.
It's really a love relationship with Ayzman.
He's the longest-serving merchant in the history of the home shopping network. His restaurants now worldwide and in seemingly every airport. His newest venture will open next year, the Pantry Hotel in West Hollywood, near the original Spago location.
I think it's exciting for me to do different things.
Puck's adult son, Byron, will run food services there. Puck still cooks himself most nights for his youngest kids, but says they often request something else.
My boys see it and they say, Papa, I don't want to have dinner at home. Let's get the In-N-Out burger. So then I get one too with the lettuce wrapped around and...
As Puck has blazed his own trail, he's never forgotten to pay forward Juliet's mentorship. Ari Rosenson is a beneficiary.
That's Ari. Ari, how many years you're working with me?
When Ari was just 10 years old, he asked to interview Puck for a school project, and he was inspired.
When I turned 16, I FedExed him a letter, and I said, hey, can I have a job? You promised me, more or less, paraphrasing just a little bit. And then his assistant called me the next day and said, you have a job. I started as a prep cook at Spago, West Hollywood.
Please welcome Chef Ari Rosenson.
26 years later, Rosenson is now the culinary director for Wolfgang Puck Fine Dining. It's relationships like that one Puck sees as his greatest legacy.
I'm not thinking of going away anytime soon, but I think I want the company to continue to outlive myself because then I know I established something meaningful. Thank you, and thanks everybody out there, because without our guests, I wouldn't be anywhere.
And he does so many community events as well. You see Wolfgang Puck on the menu.
He is everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not only a story about great talent, but also about kindness, right? And just investing in people. And what a great full circle thing to have Raymond Juliet and now for him to bring so many people into the fold.